Call to order. It is 6:32 p.m. on March 10, 2025, and this is the regular meeting of the Monroe Township Zoning Board of Adjustment.
Notice of this meeting
was given
as required by the Open Public Meetings Act, and a copy was posted on the second floor bulletin board in Town Hall and on the Township's website.
Please be advised, no item of business will be started after 10:30 p.m. and the meeting shall terminate no later than 11 p.m.
Please note,
audio and video of this meeting is being recorded in accordance to Ordinance 056-2024. The meeting is being broadcasted live on the Township's YouTube channel, and a link to view this meeting will be subsequently posted on the Township website for the public to view at their convenience. Please stand and salute the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Mr. Carino is excused tonight. Mr.
Here.
Provita.
Here.
Mr. Pisano is excused tonight. Mr. Porter.
Here.
Mr. Hefner.
Here.
Mr. Kozak. Here. Mr. McKeon.
Here.
Mr. Rice.
Here.
Mr. Heverly is excused, and the professionals are excused tonight. Mr. Fury.
Here. I'm sorry. Okay.
First on the agenda,
memorialization of resolution.
The only agenda item is Resolution 10-2025, and it's number 2501. Angie Chavarria. It's for a lot coverage variance. It was approved at the last meeting.
Members, your pleasure
in regards to resolution 10-2025.
Motion to approve goes out.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The ayes have it.
And next on the agenda,
extension request
for board action.
Okay, the
Okay,
first item on the agenda this evening is number 21-58 and number 510-SP. Winery and Vineyard, Inc. They're here for an extension of a use variance and a major site plan approval, and council is present on their behalf.
Yes, good evening. My name is Lawrence Luongo. I represent Woodcourt Winery and Vineyard Inc. We're here for a 2-year extension on previously granted approvals under Resolution 90-2021, which was memorialized March 3rd, 2022. We are in a process where we have almost all of our outside agency approvals, save for the County of Gloucester, which, as I understand at this point, has been reduced to simply putting up a bond. We have our professional here, at least our project engineer, Rick Clemson, who can go through the approval process as to what we received and the dates, to put that all on the record if you deem it necessary. If not, I would respectfully request that the approval of the extension be granted so that we can get over the goal line and get things rolling out there.
Members of the board,
you've had a chance to review the letter.
Do you have any questions?
For the solicitor?
Just real quick here.
So all you're looking for now is you're
waiting for a bond?
You got to post a bond.
You got to post a bond is what we're talking about from the county?
Okay, just if you could just raise your right hand and state your name for the record.
Richard Clemson, project engineer for the applicant.
Okay, you solemnly swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Okay,
I do.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so an application
had previously been submitted to Gloucester County Planning Board, probably back in the 2021 timeframe.
We had
gotten a review letter from the county. Would have been 22. Received a review letter from the county.
No comments
whatsoever. No technical comments on the site plans or the road improvement plans.
Only
outstanding item in that county review letter was
the posting
of a bond.
Right of way
has been granted along the property frontage.
So because of the time differential
between when that letter was written and where we are today,
The bonding
numbers
are
are potentially going to change because prices go up.
So what the county requested that we
do
is
is resubmit that application so that they have a paper trail and they can reissue the bond. But
really all we're
asking for from the county is the recomputation of the bond would be posted, and then we would receive county approval.
I would note that the Pineland, we just received their final approval in January of this year. And Mr. Clemson's office is really been working diligently there. There was a lot of twists and turns. Ground, we have to do the septic solutions, there's a bit to it. And we're basically there. In fact, we have your professionals on site and kind of work this through. That's basically where we are as soon as we have the county approval. You know, Gloucester County is one of the few counties who actually issues a denial. The requirements, which we did, they don't issue a conditional approval, where we could have already probably moving forward in some aspects, but is what it is. We have to follow.
I'm just looking at the time frame. It's already been 3 years, and you're this close, and all you need is a bond. You need another 2 years for a bond. That's what I'm getting at.
That's what I'm getting at.
This project's 5 years.
This project's 5 years to me.
The issue really is, since we had to make an application to them, to basically recreate that permit, that approval,
we
don't know how long it'll take to get through the county. It could be 30 days, could be 90 days, could be 120. We just don't know.
So,
we're respectfully asking for that extension so that we can
do our
internal housekeeping, get that permit, and then get some of the financing established and, get the project rolling.
And
if we don't need it, then we certainly won't use that full 2 years.
And nothing further.
Through the chair, I understand what you're saying. You're in, business is in operation right now, right?
Part of it, the only part that's permitted to be in operation was in operation prior to this application. This was a bit of an unusual situation because my clients received approvals from the construction office to build their buildings. Then the regime changed and someone came and said, well, wait a minute, you don't even have a zoning permit, you don't have a site plan. I said, okay, so that's where we started 2 years ago.
Well, just to
Correct these deficiencies.
to clarify that, they must have had zoning for the building, but not for the business in the building. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, they got
You're
a zoning
saying?
permit.
No, but they couldn't have put the building up without zoning
So what they had zoning
for the building,
but
not for, to be run as a business.
and they did not have a site plan approval. And it was
Right.
determined that a site plan approval was necessary
to go
along with those buildings. And that's what started the process of when we came in to get site plan approval from the zoning board. So again, that happened in, I guess the review was in 21, the resolution was in March of 22. And to be honest with you, the county approval was in early 22 as well. What has taken us all this time to get to the point where we are right now really relates more to the septic aspects and the back and forth with New Jersey DEP. That is what has taken all this time.
So what part of the operation isn't functional right now?
So,
Or what is and what isn't?
All right, I can explain. So right now, there's an operations building,
which is where
they actually make the wine.
And in that
operations building, there are some tables, there's a small retail component that operates out of the operations building. The other two buildings one is a 3,500 square foot building, which is intended to be our retail building and tasting room.
But you're already doing that in the other building.
In a very handcuffed manner.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is true.
That is true, but not to what is necessary to really facilitate this business.
And then
the third building
is a
banquet hall,
and that would
be the last building to actually come online.
So it's the last two buildings that you're talking about that are held up by all this.
Correct.
As far as what Bob's concerned, serve 2 more years.
5 years in this.
You certainly, again, based upon the question, you have the
Not that we're going to give him something.
You have the right to grant, if you want it to be a year, you can do a year, it's up to the board. There's nothing etched in stone.
That has to be 2. What's the maximum they're allowed? 2?
And certainly, if the applicant, that's what you choose to do, limit it to less than 2, then the applicant obviously can come back and give their progress in the future, and you can decide to give them an additional year, or an additional 6 months, whatever time they need. At that point in time. It's up to the board, it's in your discretion.
Well, we would prefer to have the 2-year extension. It gives us maximum flexibility. That would be our ask tonight.
Mr. Chairman.
I just have 2 questions for you. In your testimony earlier, you just mentioned that there was an issue with DEP. What's the issue?
Not so much.
Okay,
It's a little complicated,
but it wasn't so much an issue, but a very, very long, extended permitting process. There were no technical issues, and this was all the lag in the time really was all administrative.
I can go
through it if you like, but it's a really brief version is essentially
first permit
that we needed took over a year to obtain. That's how long it takes to get the permit.
After we received the
permit,
we then had to get
additional permits supplemental to the first one.
We did that,
which took us 2 years.
After we got to
2024, the initial groundwater discharge permit that we received, the state changed that particular permit.
So basically
what they did is they took the permit that they issued to us. They changed it. So they completely redesignated that permit.
As a result,
what they required us to do was revoke that permit, reapply for this revised replacement permit, which then started everything all over again. And then, as a result, one of the other nuances of the change at the state was after we finished with the state, we now had to go to the county health department, which was not required under the first one because of our flows. Because of the changes that took place, now in addition to get state permits, we had to go to the county. So, trust me, all 3 years have been diligently working towards getting through the state process. 2 would have been the typical process. It took us 3 because we had to request that our permit be rescinded. And then we had to do it all over again. Because the state changed the designation of our permit. That's the simple explanation.
But the bottom line, you did receive.
We did. We're through. We're done. And including everything up to the county health department approval. So the only thing is we have to get through the county.
When was the last time you had contact with the county as far as saying how long?
Plans were submitted. So we've been in conversation with them for a few weeks. The plans and the new applications so that they can generate the paperwork, we submitted last week.
So they could approve it and you're on your way?
And then we would be on our way.
But I don't
But
know.
I don't know how long it will take them to
On
get.
your way to construct this septic system that they're gonna approve.
Correct. The septic system's actually being held up because we don't have everything.
But it hasn't been built.
Hasn't been
Until
built,
they
no.
approve your plans and then you're gonna build it.
Correct.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to finish my questions, please.
Go ahead, Mr. Fuder.
Which,
I'm
I'm
very familiar with
very
DEP.
familiar with DEP. I feel your pain, I know that.
So,
So,
is it safe
is it safe to assume
then
that
your
then
request for
your
2
request for
years
2 years is to give you time
in case there's
in case there's somebody else that you have to reapply to as well?
Because of the time
Because of the time frame already
involved,
involved,
you may have another
somebody
totally
totally
different.
different.
But that's what
But that's what you need that 2 years
Is
for.
that a fair?
Is that a fair statement?
So it could.
So it could, depending on how long it took the county planning board to review our amended application,
redo the bonding,
get the bonds posted. Other things could happen, yes. So that would actually give us flexibility that in the event that we had to reapply for something else in the interim, we would have additional.
Right, you're not up against the wall.
Yeah, so we're really just looking for some flexibility so that we can get this done.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, any more questions?
Okay, any more questions for the applicant?
Solicitor.
Okay, just to summarize the request of the applicant through council, they requested a 2-year extension on the previously granted approval on the resolution number 90-20.21, as well as their prior site plan approval. Again, you've heard their testimony and presentation regarding the request and the basis for the 2-year extension.
Members, your pleasure in entertaining an extension request for application 21-58 and number 510 site plan.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Hufner? Mr. Hufner?
Yes.
I'm sorry, are we approving for 2 years?
Yes.
Yes.
For 2 years.
Yes.
Mr. Fuder?
Yes.
Fuder?
Yes.
Mr. Kozak? Kozak?
Yes.
Mr. Rice? Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Mr. Colavita?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
McGeehan?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Kaminsky?
Yes.
Okay. Extension for 2 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Via that resolution, maybe the next meeting if it's prepared. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. How's everybody else at?
No, nothing,
Okay.
just the
Okay.
letters for the next two.
Okay.
Next on the agenda
is extension request
for application
21-61 and number 516 site plan, Sunraj LLC.
Do you want me to review the letter quickly?
Sure.
So Mr. Schwartz, the attorney for the applicant, Sunraj, has written a letter asking for an extension request for this use variance and site plan approval. The client had a buyer, but the contract expired without purchase, so they're still trying to find a buyer for the approvals that were granted for this property, and they would like an extension to have more time to do that.
No, and they're asking for an action to extend it to
To December,
15th of 2020. To the end of the year. Yes, good. The prior one expired December 15th of 2024, and we're asking that it be retroactive to that date and carry through the end of 2025.
You can do that, Joe? That expired already?
Yeah, because I think you get requested that he wasn't on the agenda on the meeting. I think they anticipated that the sale was going to take place. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Who would then be responsible for all the conditions? The buyer?
If the buyer's buying the property, I assume the property, the buyer's buying the approved property or the approval. So they're buying it with the approval, so the buyer would be responsible for the approvals that need to be put in according to the agreement. According to the agreement.
So at this point, none of the conditions have been met?
No, because they haven't started construction yet.
it's a vacant lot.
It's a vacant
Yeah.
lot.
I remember,
Yeah. If they came in and they wanted to change something from what was approved, the new owner would have to do amended
gotcha.
site plan.
That's a good point. That's a good point, because anything that was just nodded, say, oh, yeah, I'll do it, if it's not in the resolution, the nod generally doesn't work. It's not gonna work. That's why we have to get everything,
You know what I mean?
you know what I mean? No,
It doesn't seem like anything's been.
You're absolutely correct.
You're absolutely correct, but you have to remember that, though, when they
sell out.
sell out, don't worry, this guy's gonna do it.
Sell it.
But when they sell it, the next guy said, I don't know nothing about that. You signed a new resolution.
You would assume that the prospective purchaser is going to do their due diligence, get a copy of the resolution of approval, and meet with the town representatives to make sure that everything that needs to be completed as far as the approved project.
As long as it's in the resolution.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Or
It's
the
important.
professionals reports, because sometimes the
Okay.
resolution also refers to that, and those are most
No,
definitely
if that,
detailed.
if that does, yeah, then, yeah.
Okay.
Members, your pleasure.
Members, your
in
pleasure in entertaining the extension request for application 21-61 and 516 site plan, Sonnerage LLC.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call.
Roll call.
I'm sorry, who was first?
Dominic.
Dominic, or, Mr. Footer.
Okay, Mr. Fuder?
Yes.
Mr. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Kozak?
Yes, it's a reasonable amount of time.
Yes.
Rice?
Yes.
Mr. McGinn?
Yes.
Mr. Colvita?
Yes.
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 And that was for an extension to December 15th, 2025?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, next on the
Okay,
agenda.
next on the agenda is an extension request for application 23-53 and
524 site plan,
524 site plan, Williamstown Properties LLC.
Okay, this one's a little more difficult. Another extension request from Lynn Schwartz, the client is Williamstown Properties LLC, Pike Inn, also known as Motel 6. Did a site plan and use variance to permit storage of tractor trailers so the drivers can store their trucks there while they're staying at the motel. I know that they have had some issues
With how many spaces?
that they think is on their site, and that the zoning officer did not agree, so there's been some back and forth with the attorney and them, trying to figure out how to work that site
the
right way according to the approved plan. They're also, part of the site plan was creating 4 new rooms within that hotel. So they are looking to get that done soon, hopefully. But that's why they need an extension request to get that all squared away with the parking issue right now. I don't know. Cover it?
If you remember, I guess for lack of a better word, it was kind of a very tired site, if you will. It needs a lot of work done on it, but, so the applicant's requesting this additional time to comply. I'm assuming not to argue with the resolution, but to comply. If they want to disagree with the resolution, they have to come back before the board.
Right, and that's also just for 1 year. He's asking until January of '26, so 1 year from this year, January this year.
Okay.
Okay.
Members, your pleasure.
Members, your pleasure in entertaining an extension request for application 23-53 and
number 524
site plan, Williamstown Properties LLC.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Mr. Hefner?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Kozak?
Yes, it's a reasonable amount of time, but hopefully this will be resolved by the January of 2026.
Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Mr. Colvita?
Yes.
Mr. McGinn?
Yes.
Mr. Fuder?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Kaminsky?
Yes.
And your extension approved to January of 2026.
Okay.
Next on the agenda.
Next on the agenda, application 25-02. Gregory Avis.
Lot size variance.
Please step up to the microphone. Can this application be deemed complete?
Is there a motion to deem
Is there a motion to deem the application complete?
So moved.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Opposed? The ayes have
Opposed?
it.
The ayes have it. Mr. Fury?
Okay, before the board, now, Gregory Davis, it's application number 25-02, lot size variance. The applicant requesting lot size variance to allow 42,372 square feet, where 43,560 is the square feet required, minimum required in the zone. It's an R2 zone. Again, you're getting down our road. The applicant is here to, I guess, he's going to, assume they're going to build a 2,200 square foot, two-story single-family dwelling on this property. Just state your name for the record
Gregory Avis,
and your address.
112 Branch Road.
Okay, raise your right hand. Swear to affirm to tell the truth, nothing but the truth.
Okay, Mr. Avis, in your own words.
Mr. Avis, in your own words, can you explain why you're here in front of the board tonight?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a variance for lot size.
You need to speak louder.
You need to speak louder, please.
I'm here to get a variance for lot size. I'm about 1,188 square feet short of 1 acre, 1 acre minimum in the zone. I meet all the setbacks. It's the only variance needed. I've submitted a septic design. It has not yet been approved. Submitted last week, so I'm hoping to get an approval this week. All the surrounding lots are actually smaller than they have houses on it. So I do think it fits, and it is just somewhat short.
Members of the board,
Members of the board had a chance to review the application. Have any questions for the applicant?
Just a couple for the record. So I know Brook Pittman down is a residential area. Correct. Similar size homes. Correct. It's not going to be an oversized home or undersized lot. No. So it's all similar to what the neighborhood is currently. Okay. Sidewalk. Okay. Would ask for a sidewalk waiver too?
Correct, there is none on that street or curb.
Okay. Good job. So you know what you have to come back.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Not
it.
that you're gonna put it.
Yeah, it's a pretty rural area.
Exactly. It's all something outside of
any questions for the
Any
applicant?
questions for the applicant from any of the board members?
Seeing none, there's a motion.
Seeing
open
none,
to
there's a
public.
motion open to the public.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Do you have a question?
No, to make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Opposed? The ayes have it.
The ayes have it. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on behalf of application 25-02?
Seeing none, there's a motion.
Seeing none, there's a motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Opposed?
Opposed?
The ayes have it.
The ayes have it. Yes.
You're building it to live in yourself?
I'm not sure yet, to be honest. I used to live about 6 houses down, and I sold it right before COVID. I do build houses. I probably build like 3 a year, not a ton. So I haven't decided. I really do like the area. It's gonna kind of depend on what my financials are. I actually just bought a house, so I'm gonna see. Thank you.
Fury?
Yeah, Mr. Fury?
Okay, just to summarize the application, Gregory Avis, it's application number 2502, subject matter properties on Pittman Galvin Road, block 14801, lot 40.02, it's in the R2 zoning district. The minimum square footage requirement is 43,560. The applicant, the current size of the lot is 42,372, so it's just slightly undersized. The applicants provided testimony that this is a primary residential area, similar size lots, some in fact are identified as being smaller lots than his. He intends to build a house that's similar in nature and character to the neighborhood.
Members, your pleasure.
Members, your pleasure in regards to application 25-02.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Mr. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Colvita?
Yes.
Mr. Colvita?
Yes.
Mr. Kozak?
Mr. Kozak?
Yes, it's a small amount that he's asking for, and he does have the lot frontage, so he's not asking for a variance.
Okay, I also want to just add the sidewalk.
Oh, sidewalk.
Yeah, so you want to amend the motion?
Is there a motion to amend?
Is there a motion to amend the previous motion?
So moved.
All those in favor?
All those in favor? Aye.
The ayes have it.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Yep, sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay. I have Hefner, Kozak, Colavita, Mr. McGeehan.
Yes.
Yes.
For the motion. Mr.
Yes.
Cooter.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Kaminsky.
Yes.
Thank you. You are approved. When your resolution is prepared, it will be memorialized at an upcoming meeting, and we'll provide a copy to you as well as to the zoning office.
Thank you.
Okay.
Public portion, there is a
Public
motion
portion,
to
there
open
is
to
a
the
motion
public.
to open to the public.
Second.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Opposed? The ayes have it.
The ayes have it. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on behalf of any application?
Seeing none, is there a motion?
Seeing none,
to
is there a
close
motion
the
to
public
close the public portion?
portion? All those in
Second.
favor?
All those in favor?
Opposed? The ayes
Opposed?
have it.
The ayes have it.
Approval of minutes,
Approval
February
of minutes,
24,
February 24, 2025. Is there a motion
accept
to accept these minutes?
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Opposed?
Opposed?
The ayes have it.
The ayes have it.
Adjournment, is there a motion to
Adjournment. Is there a
adjourn?
motion to
To
adjourn?
adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Opposed? The ayes
Opposed?
have it.
The ayes have it.